Welcome to our first edition of our Wildcats TV. Tonight we're going to be speaking to Luke Rogers, our BPL head coach. Just a bit of a clear up from our mess last night. We did have some major technical issues with our PCs. He didn't like what we was doing. Anyway, we've been able to resolve that, and hopefully now we can get everyone on board and getting everyone in. So, firstly, I suppose Luke Rogers has been here now for this is his fourth year here. He was here in 2017. So, Luke come here for 2017, and when we had discussions with him to come on, we only had 7 players from our 2016 squad, which was so. The point of this one is that he needs to build a squad, and in the last 3 years, he's certainly done that. He's produced something that's been quite special, especially for the club, and also special for probably himself. So, I'd like to, if we can, we'll bring on Luke now. Now, Luke, how are you, mate?
Good buddy, yourself?
Yeah, good. So I was just telling our viewers that we basically met up in 2016. You come on board for 2017, and it's been a pretty wild 3 years, and all that. Before we get into that, so how yourself and your family coping with the isolation and the COVID-19?
Yeah, pretty good. Thank you for asking. Healthy, which is a good thing. Bored, as in still working plenty, but it's fact of missing soccer big time. So you can't even watch it on TV.
Yeah. No, I think if we had a bit of videos and watch some live games through Europe and overseas, and we'd I think it'd be get the boredom away. So obviously there's not much doing. So what are you doing? You're still working, no doubt?
Yeah, constantly working. Probably made my job a little bit harder just with the COVID. Pretty much been eating and trying to actually be healthy. So started doing a bit of working out. Played a few of the boys on the PlayStation, FIFA. Just played Kane Woolston the other night and I beat him 4-2. So shout out to Kane. Unlucky Wool.
Yeah, well, I think I could beat Kane. That's all good there, mate. So
yeah.
So I suppose before all the our mess started in for the COVID, the season was looking pretty good for us.
Yeah, it was actually I reckon a stronger squad than last year. Depth-wise, a lot of good young boys who come on. I think the best part about it is 2 Wildcat juniors returned to the club. So that was a good thing. And then a lot of the young boys that we've had on board from day dot, when they're like 15 years old, are now 19 and starting to hit their strides. And we're just, getting better and better every year, the boys. And they're probably, the best part is we've got a good bunch of boys. It's a privilege to coach them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them. There's 44 of them, or 47 of them.
Yeah, 44.
Yeah. So it sort of keeps you out of trouble and keeps you out of Kel's hair, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I'm sort of starting to miss them now. At the start I wasn't, but yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So I suppose the introduction to yourself was, you come back on board on 2017, and I suppose the last 3 years have been 3 great years. And I think you to try and sort of to keep all that going is going to be huge. But just for anyone that doesn't know, Luke, as I said, Luke come in 2017. We had 7 players, probably from the 2016 squad, and he had to build something and build something special. So, but that year, first grade finished 4th, and we ended up winning, getting to the grand final and winning the grand final against Umina. So,
yes, we did.
Pretty special year for your first year, Luke.
That was awesome. It was good because basically just started out building a side. The first player I wanted to get was Matt Johnson. Good player. Plus good for the club. So I spoke to him about it. He was on board, and we sort of built from there. So, and then to go through with the players we had, a lot of heart was put on the line week in, week out, and to get to the grand final and then win it was a massive achievement.
Yeah, 100%. And for the people that were there, it was a bit of a wild night during the day, and at night as well. So, but then we got into 2018. A few players sort of left as we do turn around in squad. You pretty well strengthen up a lot all over the park and probably in both squads there. So both reserve grade and first grade become league champions for 2018. Unfortunately, reserve grade got kicked out. I think it was in the semi-final or the final. But we actually went, the first grade actually went all the way through and played a Rimba in the grand final and successfully won there. So another achievement there is 2 grand final wins in 2 consecutive years. That doesn't sort of happen every day either.
No, we really strengthened that year, especially in Division 1. You still got to do it, like week in, week out. You still got to turn up. The best part was the calibre of players we had. We still had them turn up to training Tuesday and Thursday. Not, I'm too good for this league, because otherwise you'll get beat every week. I think, as you can see in Division 1 the last few years, that if you don't turn up and you don't perform, you will get beat, even by the lower sides. So credit to the boys to actually stay motivated and to actually work on their game and put the pressure on themselves they did to get the goods. And basically really unfortunate to lose that one game we lost.
Yeah, and it was a Rimba that actually beat us through the season for us for not to go through undefeated. So and to come back.
Yeah, they deserved it that night. They wanted a bit more than us, and they just got us on a good night. So well done to them.
And then we get to the end of that year, and you successfully get the Div 1 Coach of the Year award, which would have been a massive achievement for yourself.
Yeah, I was happy with that. Like it goes to the boys as well, and yourself and the committee. Like it's a joint award. At the same time, it's pleasing when you put in all the hard work you put in, like we're preparing pre-season and even all the after hours, like the amount of hours you put in to the squad that people don't see, which is you don't want an award for, but if you do get it, it is nice to get that recognition.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. So being in that place, and we get to 2019, and we get promoted for our first year in club history into the BPL. 10 years old, and now in BPL. A lot of hype, a lot of excitement. I think there was a lot of, I wouldn't say pressure on us to do well. I think we had a lot of expectations out there.
Yeah, expectations within as well was probably higher. The funny part was that we got a lot of people constantly say to us when we win in Division 1, I usually go straight back down. So I don't have to name names. There's plenty of them out there, but we didn't come back down. So
100%. And once again, it's it's kudos to yourself, because simply you had to go from 2 teams to 3 teams. Regulations changed where we had to have a 21 team now and only 6 over age players. But I think half our squad was under 21, and the other half was probably just over 21. So I know we do have a young squad, so it was quite good. But we had a really good year last year, and you go through that and look at that and try and come out of what we're going to do this year. But last year, we fight for league championship in the last game. We get into the grand final against Killarney. We fight for the premiership against Killarney. Both times been picked to the post at 94th minute. As much as disappointing, you must be really pleased as well.
I was ecstatic for the boys. Heartbroken, but couldn't be more proud of the boys over the whole season. Just the way they turned up week in and week out for themselves, but also for myself and the jersey. It was pleasing to see week in, week out the boys put it in. Obviously, on board we had a lot of good coaches, and Kenny and our physio and H was there helping us week in, week out, and we had a strong committee behind us. Probably the other pleasing thing was too, when we played at home, even like in the semi-finals, to get the young kids come down with their parents and stuff and that, and the support we had, it was awesome. Like it's good to see we're a family squad, and it's good to see we're starting to what we look like, and I think we will be a massive family club. So it's the boys loved it, and I loved it as well. It makes you play harder because you're not only playing for yourselves, but you're playing for them.
Yeah, 100%. And then you get to the end of the year, and you get awarded with the BPL Coach of the Year. So 2 years in a row.
I wasn't expecting that. So I honestly, like, I know we had a great year, but I wasn't expecting it. I didn't think I was going to get it. So it was a shock that night.
Yeah.
It would be nice to know. But at the same time, I'm glad it was kept a secret.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and it was well deserved and all that. So I think you absolutely deserved it outright, mate. So congratulations there. So then we move on to 2020. We, as you said, we have this COVID-19 causing havoc. We can't train, we can't play. We can't get, you just can't get together. So the bonding is out, and there's no doubt. You've got your apps and you've got your FIFA and your Xbox that you're keeping everyone entertained with and all that. So so how tough's it going to do? When we do actually get on the park, how tough's it going to be to get these boys back together and get them knitted together and go for it?
Probably the best part is I'm really looking forward to the first night, like in that shed, because of how close we are. The place is going to be buzzing. I think I'll be the same. I think once we hit the field, everyone will be smiling. There'll be no motivation factor for the start of the season. I'll just have to obviously make sure we get everything else sorted as in fitness and getting a touch on the ball. And we literally had this year a very stop and start preseason, the worst we've ever had, and due to no one's fault, bar the weather and other things, the way it fell. So the last 2 games after playing Camel and then Wyong, we're just starting to get a bit of cohesion, a little bit of match fitness, and just starting to tap into a few things we've been working on. And then only for the COVID to hit. So it's we'll start again. And like I said, I think the motivation factor is just going to be there because the boys, we get along so much. Like I remember when we don't see each other for a while, so close before the presentation, and then the presentation is just like a big family reunion. It's awesome. So it's going to be a good night when we finally get to go back. I think it's about June.
Look, I think everyone's keeping their fingers crossed to get on the park by June there. So, but obviously, once we do get there, how do you get them going? How do you and your coaching staff, get them back to their winning ways, get them back to wanting to be there again, because it is tough. You're out of the game and you're out of it. Pre-season's hard enough, but when you do a pre-season and then you have this 6 weeks to 8 week gap, and then jump back in again, it's going to be a bit tough. It's tough for anyone.
It is. The biggest thing, we're just trying to plan around no injuries, not obviously overdoing them, because obviously a lot of them, while they're trying to keep personally fit, it's a lot different. And with the COVID, you're really restricted. So, yeah, but I think the biggest thing would just be to make sure we have fun at the start. Just get back into it, enjoy it, get back to our winning ways, like you said, and basically just set the standard again, what we've been setting, just to raise the bar every year, just to keep raising it and expect more of ourselves. And at the end of the day, if you give that and you can't give any more, well, what else can you do? So, but basically I've had a lot of time to start preparing the preseason again. So it's prepared. I've probably gone over it a couple of times already. It's
and do any of those, and does any of those tactic changes depending on when you start? Do we, we've given you 3 dates for possible starting. Do your tactics, or does anything change depending on those dates, Luke, or is it the same regardless?
No, same regardless. The only thing I'm just hoping is a lot of my first grade players come back fit. So, because obviously you have a lot of reserve graders, the young boys and that just pretty much knocking on the door. So if they come back fitter, that could maybe slow a few players up. But besides that, I think it'd be pretty much the same for all 3 dates.
Well, there's a lot of food to be eaten at home when you're by yourself with your family, mate. So, you know, you may need to get that before and after shots happening.
Yeah, and then you're throwing Easter with all the chocolate. So
yeah,
I don't know.
100%. Yeah. So, so with all that, you know, we get back on the park, and then we head into it. So, it's
it's going to be a schedule because if we have the FFA Cup as well, and then obviously the start of the season will be pretty hectic as well. With the, I don't know if they're going to throw middle week games in or not, but it's going to be a lot of soccer played in a short period of time.
Yeah, I think the managing with this is it's gonna be very tough, not only for CCF, but I think for us as a club and you as a coach of how you get the maximum out of there. And you know, I've heard things thrown around that the first 2 to 3 weeks there could be interchange to be able to get players to get match fit, without causing injuries and things like that. But how do you think that would go, Luke? Would you be sort of in for that?
Yeah, I haven't thought of that actually. It's probably not a bad idea in some cases. At the end of the day, I'll just cop whatever they pretty much present to us and just, obviously play within the rules and do what we've got to do to win.
I suppose whatever happens, every club and every team and every player's in the same place, in the same position. So I suppose that, whichever way C-Chef decide to run, at the end of the day, we're all on the same playing field. So I suppose there's no advantage either way.
Yeah, that's true, and that's the biggest thing. Everyone's on the same playing field, which is a good thing. Like it's not just like one team's have to go into to shut down.
Yeah,
but we've got the boys to do it. Like we've got all our boys back from last year, bar a couple. Like you got obviously Alex Gorbs and Dave McPherson back. We've got obviously Sean Imberger's come back, so that's a massive plus. And we've also picked up a couple of other additions to our squad as well.
Yeah, and a lot of younger players too.
Yeah, and heaps of young players. Like I mentioned before, those young players are very vital. And even our senior players, I think Mark's our oldest, and then under that is everyone's pretty much 25 and under. So
yeah, it's quite young.
I think we're still a couple of years off hitting our peak yet.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, but look, and I know myself, I can't wait to start watching some football because I'm sitting on my phone watching highlights from 1970. Old games because there's nothing else on. So, we move away from the squad now, and as I said, you've been here for the last 3 years, and the last 3 years you've done our grading process and our team selections, which is it's not what's the word? You can't make everyone happy, and and a lot of what we do is about numbers, and a lot of depending on what we have in each age group and things like that. But we've been very successful in the last 3 years with that. Like 2017, we were awarded the Jack Atkinson Trophy for the best junior club, and last year we were awarded the Jack Atkinson Trophy again for the best junior club. So whatever we're doing out there, in coaching wise, as well as your selection, it's working. Do you think that anything changes there, Luke, each year, or does it get easier each year, or does it get harder?
It gets harder, especially when the kids come back actually better every year. And you're like, oh, it does get harder.
Yeah.
The best thing is, I think we've got a lot of, like what I've sort of stood back and watched over the last few years is how passionate some of our junior coaches are, which is awesome. They're there for the kids, and I think that's what's helping the kids improve every year is the coaches. And you got a lot of good young kids that actually, like compared to when I was younger, I was like, I can't believe some of the things they can do. I'm like, wow. So it blows me away. They're like age 5 and 6 and some of the stuff they can do. But I think like it's pleasing to get those awards once again when yourself and the committee and myself, and like you get there at 7 o'clock in the morning and you're not sometimes leaving till 6 o'clock at night for the 3 consecutive weekends in a row, plus all through the week you're mulling over the grading just to get it right and be as fair as you can. It's not easy, and like you said, you can't keep everyone happy, but the end of the day, if you just try and do the best you can and have an unbiased opinion, that it goes a long way. And I think the kids are going to make it harder every year,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
exactly. And then this year was pretty well, I suppose, just like grade, very turned upside down. We had wet weather.
Yeah.
We have more wet weather than we normally do, and we didn't get a lot of the grading in. And then, we went through to our trials, and then, trials had a bit wet weather, and then it got cancelled because of the COVID. And it's we go back. When we do go back, it's going to be, back to where we sort of started again, and try and finalize all that up. And I suppose that's the reason why I want to do some things like this over the next month, solely is to try and connect to those players and those parents again to come back and think about football and think about what we're doing. So, look, on behalf of the club, look, a big thank you for what you do, Luke. Not so for the squad and all that, but what you do for the club and what you do in our grading, it's certainly much appreciated by all. I do have a comment come up here saying from Mark Harmsworth. He says, I'm not old. But I think me and you know that's not right, Luke. So, yeah.
I said he's the oldest, but it must be old age if he didn't hear me right. The ears might be going on him. So, I know Willie didn't shout out because he knew I beat him 4-2.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, he's older, but he's not wiser either. So, it's a lose-lose. Anyway, look.
You say nothing about the grand final when he got beat, or
what was that?
Blake Small didn't say anything. Smalley?
No, there's no comments from Smalley there, so they've been a little bit quiet on there, which I'm quite surprised. I thought the chat would have gone a little bit more.
Also, just real quickly, Kev, too, like a massive thanks. I don't get to do it much, but to obviously like yourself and Helen and Debbie and Kate and even Kev Crowfella for all the help he gave me, I should say. Cameron Milne was awesome. Had some players from the squad come down and help out. Just taking time out of their weekends to come down and grade the kids. Just want to say thanks, and it's much appreciated, eh?
Yeah, and you're right. It's not one person, two people. To get these things right, it's we need a group of everyone. So and everyone that did kind of turn up, and everyone that did help out. We publicly say thanks very much because it is a gruesome job. It ain't a nice job to do. Once it's all done and the kids are out there playing, it's all good. But actually,
and the uniforms look good too.
Yeah, right.
I like the uniforms. We've got a lot of comments on those when we played Wyong and that in the trials. They'll comment on how good our new strip looked.
Yeah, exactly right. And we will big thank you to Michael Davey and Dave McMoney Construction, DMC, who come on board as our major sponsor this year. For our squad, which is absolutely fantastic. For him, we do appreciate everything he does. He's also a big part of our squad as well, sponsor. So the jerseys and the shorts do look good. It's just a shame that we haven't been able to get them out there yet and display them. So, but I'm sure that we'll make a big entrance and we'll get it done right and certainly look forward to the start of the season wherever we go and whenever we do start. So, look, Luke, I appreciate your time. And I'm taking you away from Curl. I know you should have things for you to do. So, mate, thank you very much. What we will do is we're going to be doing these once a week. And the next one is next Monday. We will have Dave Hurley on. Dave's our women's WPL head coach. So we're going to get Dave on. We're going to have a chat with him. And every Monday we're going to try and get someone new on for the next sort of 3 to 4 weeks.
That'd be good.
And go from there. So please, if anyone YouTube, subscribe to our Wildcats TV channel. A lot of this stuff will end up going up there. You would have seen through this package here, we had some highlights playing as well, Luke, from the Terrigal game, and we even got Big Kano on there. You remember the Kane versus keeper against Avoca?
Oh yeah, Willie.
Yeah, the one that he didn't win. So
Yeah, so
yeah. So we actually got a bit of video of that up there as well. So look, for everyone, Luke, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming on. Everyone else that jumped on and viewed us on Facebook and on our website. Thanks very much. Please stay safe. To all our sponsors, hopefully we can make a half year or 3/4 a year we have worthwhile to you guys. Appreciate everyone's support. Appreciate our sponsors' support. All our players, our mums and dads that are there. And we will see
just
you.
wait for Christmas.
And we'll see you again real soon.
Sounds
Thanks
good,
very
mate.
much. Thanks, Luke. Talk soon.
Cheers.